What's up, everybody? I'm back with another video, CMB, Credit Money Budget. Shout out to everybody who's liking, subscribing, sharing the channel. I am riding around because I need something to eat. So I'm at my lovely home, Miami, because I live in Miami now. I'm going to go do some driving for dollars later, but you know, I show some of these videos, I show a lot of things that I was able to accomplish and successful things, but these next few videos I'm going to show you like the real, like, you know, a lot of these people on YouTube, or a lot of people, especially in real estate, they don't show you like the bad sides of actually getting into real estate or wholesale real estate. And you got to understand, as long as you stay in this business, you'll make money. But at the same time, this is a business and you have to treat it as such. So I want to talk about the one time I spent about $5,000 on marketing, and I didn't have the money at the time. So I'm actually tell you how I did it. It's pretty crazy. And got no leads, like not a big donut. All right, you want it? Here it goes. So fast forward. So this was back when I first started real estate, wholesale investing. This was in 2016. I would say 2017. I really didn't start doing this as a full-fledged, consistent business until I would say maybe early 2018, mid 2018, when I really, decided, okay, this is what I'm going to do and run it like a full-time operation, So anyway, so I discovered some ways to market at the time. Wasn't consistent. I did do one deal, but I probably did everything wrong on that deal. I actually lost about a 1K on that deal just because I made a little boo-boo on the actual document. I put the wrong amount where it was the earnest money and what I was supposed to get, and I made a big mistake and lost $1,000. So, stuff happens like that. All right, so I'm like, okay, I got this one, so I had a little money, but at the time, my income wasn't as consistent and it wasn't as high. And one thing I want to tell you guys is, like, it's very, very important when you're starting a business to have consistent income. There's very few people who can actually, have like no income and generate a lot of income very, very fast in a very short amount of time. When I mean short amount of time, I mean like, what some people make in a month, they can, generate that in maybe like a day or 2, 3, 4 days or 7 days. It takes a very high skill set level to do that. Anyway, that's besides the point. So I decide, at the time, I just got my credit really, really good. And so I was like, look, I want to scale this to the moon, even though I didn't really know exactly what I was doing. So I took and bought some mailers, and I did everything probably the hardest way possible. This is before I knew about ringless voicemail, text blasts, and this is why I'm really big on education and paying for education or paying for mentorship, is because I would have saved this $5,000 if I would have just invested into some sort of course or something, just to make me skip some steps because I decided to do this the hardest way possible, and I didn't know I was doing it the hardest way possible. So I go get a bunch of boxes of envelopes. Then I take a letter and I handwrite it, right? I handwrite the letter. I go to get 5,000. I go to get, like, it wasn't 5,000. I don't remember how many copies it was, but it was a large mailing campaign. And I decided that I'm going to do it myself. So I go get the mailers. I stuff the mailers, and I handwrite the addresses. So it took me about, I want to say, 2.5, 3 days to actually put this campaign together. Mind you, I'm physically sitting there writing addresses, writing stuff. A complete waste of life. I'll never get that time back. And I go to the post office and this is where I spend the bulk of my money on stamps. So I stamp everything, I drop it off, and then I wait. And I know based off my last few campaigns, sorry about the camera action, it's just that I'm trying to drive at the same time, and I've got this this new mic, and I need a little stand to hold it. But I'm trying to I mail the letters off and I play the waiting game. So I'll wait. And I know based off the last two campaigns I did, I usually get a response back maybe within like a week, 2 weeks. And usually by the third or fourth week, it's pretty much dry. So I wait some more, I wait again, and I get nothing, nada, zip, zero, Nathan. So at this time, I'm like, fuck. I'm like, this is not good. I spent money I didn't have. I invested into something I didn't have, and it was just the worst way possible to do this business. And I don't really want you guys to go through that. Like, it's terrible. I didn't have the money at the time. I maxed out a credit card, used the last little bit of cash I had, and honestly, to really get back on my feet, I went to what always works for me. One thing always works for me is reselling. I'm pretty decent. I have a higher than normal average sales skill set, so that's how I was able to get back on my feet. But one of the things I want to tell you guys is, do not hop into this business if you don't have anything else going on. Even if it's like a small job, you need some sort of consistent income to market. You can make money in this business. You can make a lot of money in this business, but you have to be consistent. I cannot say this enough, but there are many ways you can do this business for very inexpensive. Starting out, you don't need software, you don't need a team, you don't need these bells and whistles. To be honest with you, like, if I knew now, based on where I'm at with my operation and my team, what I did when I started, I probably wouldn't have half of the stuff that I have now, because it's really not necessary unless you want to run a big operation. It's really just a money pit at the end of the day. You're just throwing money away. And you don't need that. You can do 10, 20, 30 deals without all this software, without a team, with just a little bit of organization, like a small amount of organization. I want to show you guys. So, I have one-on-one coaching. It's a 12-week program. It's not for everybody. It's for people who really want to get serious and get their first deal as fast as possible. So that's what this is really for. And you need guidance, and you need step-by-step for everything, and accountability, which is the most important thing in this business. This is why people don't make money in this business, because they don't have anyone holding them accountable to the correct actions. But I will do that for you. And, this is something that I offer. You can click the link below, schedule a call, see if you're a good fit, and we can hit the ground running immediately. This is if you really want to take this business serious and have your whole business up and running in 12 weeks to get your first contract or first deal. For people who either, I would say, can't afford that, or want to go with something a little bit less and want to get started, I have a pre-sale offer on the Legacy Lasting Cheat Sheet, which is a wholesale course. It's basically a no-nonsense portal video course where I show you pretty much how to get started, how to do the right things, how to do it fast. And we only focus on what you need to do to get your first deal and keep getting them over and over again. It's no fluff, no BS. It's straight to the point, and it's what's working today. It's about what's working today, not what worked in 2020, early 2020, prior COVID. So click the link below for that. That's you get a discounted price on that, and because it's a pre-sale, it launches in 8 days. After that, the pre-sale, the price will go up, so I'm just going to let you guys know that. But like, share, comment. Yeah, that was a huge L. It sucks. I have more L's in this business. It's just, you're not going to hit a home run every time. But if you stay consistent and do the right things, you'll always make money in this business. And I don't want you guys to make the same mistakes I did, because it's a complete waste of money. It can ruin your financial life. And if you're not mentally strong, it could really devastate you. And I don't want any of you guys going through that. So click the link below. I'll see you guys later. CMB.